Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokwenza ama-recaps, so ama-reviews. Siyaphinda-ke futhi sikhulume ngama-celebrities kanye nama-YouTubers ethu ala eMzansi. Guys, I cannot believe that we are only a few days away from getting the first episode of Real Housewives of Durban season 3. Okay, I can't believe it because I actually didn't realize that January is over. Almost over. It's only a few days left. Because I've been so busy, so I haven't really had time to talk a little bit more about Real Housewives of Durban season 3 in preparation for the new season. But next week, guys, we're getting the new episode, so we're going to get to meet the new cast and see how they are introduced to the old cast. You know, are these people that know the cast outside of the show or not? What friendships are looking like they're going to develop? So I'm looking forward to next week, you guys. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about what they say is coming up when it comes to the new cast members, but also what they are saying we should expect from the new season of Real Housewives of Durban, and also what the old cast is saying. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about this photo shoot that they did, okay? Like I didn't book a late home, but anyway, you guys, it's beautiful pictures, okay? Zinhle, and I like their dresses as well. And but I don't know about this theme, you guys. I'm just trying to figure out, because are they trying to tell us something about what's coming this season with this photo shoots? Because guys, it makes me think of Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden, or something. I don't know if it's telling us that, you know, we're going to be watching some snakery, because we all know, would see, in the Garden of Eden, that's where the snake tempted Eve and said, listen, hambo nika umyeni wakho leli aphula leli. So it gives me those vibes, you guys, that they're trying to tell us something with this photo shoot. But it is a beautiful photo shoot, you guys. All the ladies are looking hot. Ngiyayithanda kakhulu the colors that they've chosen for this season, you guys. So let's talk about what Glamour says is going to happen this season of Real Housewives of Durban. Of course, this article came out on the 11th of January, and it's just talking about what we can expect from the show. So we have to know what to expect, because we are so close to getting the first season. So Showmax kicks off the new year with the return of the Real Housewives of Durban, launching on the 1st of Feb 2023. Season 3 introduces three new cast members who will be bringing all the class, the glamour, the sass, the drama we've come to love and expect from the franchise. Listen, we like class, we like glamour, we like sass, we like drama. We live for drama, okay? But we also like shade, so I hope that there will be a little bit more of that. I hope, because when they talk drama, they're not talking any physical violence, because we don't want to really see that. But we do want to see women challenge each other, but we want them to be intelligent and argue verbally if they have to. We want them to confront each other verbally. We don't want any physical fights. We don't want any drinks throwing. So we want a mix of classy and not so classy. I don't know, you guys, but we just don't want physical fights, okay? It's a Queens, Maria Velasquez. I'm so bad with pronunciations. And Balingiba and Slindile are the new additions to the reality series. Okay, the new faces are set to join the returning cast members Enim Tembu, Jojo Robinson, and Noku Williams, and Sorisha Naidu. It says Maria is a television presenter, producer, and writer. She's a director of media and communications agency MV Consulting, and is the co-owner of a video production company. Slindile is a human resource consultant by qualification, with experience in events management and interior designing. Uslindile gives me ama vibes ka Khumuto, almost like they looked for somebody that is similar to Khumuto. Remember, Khumuto used to be an events had used to have an events management company. So I don't know, you guys. She's also a founder of events management company Mawesi Consulting. Bali is a musician and actress and the co-founder of African Centric Designs. Okay, somebody said this in my comment section about Umbali Ngiba, and they said that Umbali Ngiba lives Mlazi or lived Mlazi up until recently. They are surprised that she's gonna be on Real Housewives of Durban because they do not believe that she is that rich. Okay, I don't know much about her life, so I guess we'll have to wait for the season and see what is she rich or is she not rich. Anyway, you guys, as much as Real Housewives of Durban is about the glitz and the glamour, you can actually get into the Real Housewives of Durban not being so rich and not lie about the fact that you are not so rich and end up being rich. We've seen housewives do that. Okay, so you just have to have a really good strategy of how you are introduced into the show. So the obsession with people being rich on the show, yeah, we do want rich because we want to see the glitz and glamour, but it does not it does not have to be like every single cast member is filthy rich, you know. But I think the mistake that people make when they come on Real Housewives is that instead of coming in as themselves and us watching their journey of them moving from not being so rich to being rich, they would come in and lie and say they are rich when they are not. And then eventually we discover that they were not as rich as they said. And that doesn't work for the viewers. We can relate more to somebody saying, listen, I'm still trying to make it. I've got a few businesses here that I'm starting, and this is how it's doing. And maybe a couple of seasons later, they've made it and their businesses are bigger and now they're rich. It's also great to see stories like that, which I think South Africa has not been able to bring when it comes to Real Housewives. They want to bring people that are already rich. If you are not rich, they end up lying about the fact that you are rich. Okay, so now it says season 1 in 2021 launch set a then record for the most first day views on Showmax ever, trended on Twitter almost every Friday, and became one of the 10 most watched titles on Showmax that year. It went on to be released in the US on Bravo. As we all know, recently on Bravo, they were watching the first season of Real Housewives of Durban, the original home of the hit Real Housewives of franchise. Of course, Bravo is the father of all Real Housewives franchise. Okay, the originators of Real Housewives, as well as NBC Universal's streaming services, Peacock, and also 27 countries in Hayu. Season 2 launched in 2022 and gained top the charts of Showmax and again topped the charts of Showmax and Twitter. Real Housewives of Durban, you guys, has done really well, you guys. Even when we locally were not happy with the stories that we were getting, I guess people outside of South Africa were still enjoying the show. And I kind of feel like people outside of South Africa, like when they started showing the show on Bravo, even enjoyed the season more than we enjoyed season 1. You know, it's like they were obsessing about season 1 more than we obsessed about season 1 when season 1 came out. Okay, so it is a good franchise. Considering the magnitude of popularity of Real Housewives of Durban, the new additions hope that their presence in the show will only provide them with the new opportunities, but also assist in their self-growth and inspire many women who watch the show. Okay, so now they talk about what the new women say that they are coming to do on the show, because listen, we are not looking to be bored. Okay, when we wake up on a Wednesday, I think it's gonna be on a Wednesday morning, to watch the show, we are not hoping to be bored. That is not the goal. Okay, I joined season 3 as I felt like it's a great opportunity for me to be part of such a successful franchise. This is what Mbali says. Among such amazing women. When watching season 1 and 2, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd also add great value as a cast member. So when they approached me, I agreed. I also joined because I like to see some personal growth within myself as an individual, as as a business. I like how these women always act like when it comes to Real Housewives that they are always approached, as if they never approach they never approach the producers, which I think that sometimes their managements will approach the producers to say, listen, my client is interested in joining the show, and then the show will approach you after you approach them. So I really don't believe this thing of every single woman that comes on Real Housewives of Durban is approached by the producers. None of them actually seek to be on the Real Housewives. If you were sitting at home thinking, I probably would make a really good addition to the show, and then boom, they're approaching you, you think we're going to believe that? No. So your management probably did approach them to say, listen, our client is interested in your show. Can we, work on something here? And then another cast member is Maria. Maria. Kishilo ngathi, and this photo shoot has something to do with Adam and Eve. Uyabona ke manje they're talking about Maria. Maria uvele wabanika this inspiration of Adam and Eve photo shoots. Okay. The Real Housewives of Durban is such an amazing platform. This is what Maria says. When women can showcase their personalities and talent, the show consists of cast members that have very strong personas, and I think that my personality will help balance out the various types of energies that we all have. The decision to join is rooted in my activism for women empowerment and mental health. Okay, I mean, mental health is important, but I don't know, like with women empowerment, sometimes I don't know how to put it. Sometimes, like the one that will say that they are about women empowerment the most would be the ones that would do things that is against women empowerment. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna see her empower other women, and it's very hard to empower other women in a show called Real Housewives of Durban. Okay, because that show, a lot of the times they're trying to put each other down. Okay, they're trying to prove that you are not as rich as you thought you were. They're trying to prove that your marriage is not as perfect as you're presenting it to be. They're trying to prove that the businesses that you say you have, you don't have. They're trying to prove, like that's what they're trying to prove, that all the brands that you wear and whatever, it's fake. All the your bags are fake and all of that. That's what they do. Okay, so women empowerment is not what the show is about, but we'll see how she presents that to us on the show. Now the next one is Slindile. Slindile, I actually recently listened to part of the interview that she did on Ikakasi FM. She said that she was previously approached to do the show, and at the time she was in a relationship with somebody that is very popular or famous, and she felt like if she comes on the show it's going to be more about that person than her. So now she's out of that relationship and she is coming in as herself. She felt like it was the right time now. Okay, so that's what I picked up from the show. I don't know who the person is that she was in a relationship with, but I guess we will find out on the show. Slindile says, I echo my cast members' sentiment about the vast opportunities the Real Housewives of Durban presents us all, and especially for our overall personal growth. For me, this is an avenue to start all over and rebuild, not only as an individual, but as a single mother. I like this one. I like the fact that she's coming on as a single mother. I like the fact that she's mentioning that she's coming in to rebuild. So she's not going to be lying to us and saying that she's at the top of her game and she has all the money in the world, I come from a 6-year relationship, which I feel I wasted my time and energy in. I gave it all. So When that didn't work out, I thought, why not? Let me try this. This platform grants you the chance to promote and rebrand, especially when you are coming from a place of starting all over again. I agree that Real Housewives really is a place where you can rebrand yourself, but it's also a place where your attempt at rebranding yourself can go wrong in so many ways, and we've seen it happen with women. So it just depends, like if the producers like you enough, or the editors like you enough to edit you in a way that you want to be edited if you are rebranding yourself, because it can go wrong. You don't have the control on how they edit you on the show. So you basically, you are trying to rebrand yourself, but the power is with the editors. So if you are not part of the editing team, at the end of the day, you don't have control, and it can go wrong sometimes, okay, because they always are going to have a villain, as one of the women is going to be a villain on the show. So you don't know if you are going to be the chosen one, okay. And now they talk about how the returning cast members are feeling about the new season. Okay, they're saying returning cast members have reassured fans that what was left in season 2 will definitely be picked up in season 3, and that fans may get to see them differently. They're lying to us now, because how are you going to pick up from season 2 when the storylines that we got in season 2, the people are gone? How are we going to pick up on the Petal storyline? How are we going to pick up on Londi London and asking people if they are rich? How are they going to do that? I was in Makumalo, she's no longer there. How are we going to find out why she was quiet the whole season last season? So we're not gonna get that. This is like a new show now, because half the cast is new. I don't think any from season 1 and 2 will be different from the upcoming season. This is what Annie is saying. I think in season 3 we'll be unraveling more layers of who I am. I think I was viewed as a bit of a harsh individual. You are a harsh individual. You are a little bit mean, or a lot more or a lot mean, okay. Not to say that I will not be speaking my mind, but I'm hoping this season viewers will understand why I'm such a person. Listen, Annie is mean, and I can't see her being any different, because she was just being herself, and she is a mean person. But I do see her maybe making attempts at giving us something different, because guys, she did get a lot of backlash last season, and it wasn't nice. And she talked about having some mental health struggles because of what she went through after the show, because people thought that she was so mean and they were mean to her online. So I think she's going to attempt to give us something different, but it's going to be difficult, because I feel like she was giving us who she was, and in season 2 that's who she is. She's straightforward like that. She's going to be mean to you like that. And so I don't know if she's going to be able to give us something different yet remain herself, okay. Then we've got Jojo, whom I don't even know why she came back. If you threw a glass of something at somebody last season, I don't know why you are back. I don't know. I don't understand it. But I guess I'm a producers of Real Housewives of Durban. They thought sizoyithenga phi inyama if uJojo singambuyisi, because Jojo's husband owns amabhusha lawa iBluff in Durban, which are all over Durban. Okay, in fact they are all over KZN. So I thought the producers were like, hey, if we don't bring back Jojo, where are we going to buy the meats? Because I can't think of any other reason why they brought back Jojo. Jojo had no storylines, okay. Her husband went through surgery during the season, and we never saw any of it, okay. It was just mentioned here and there. Other than that, we didn't get anything until the last episode, when she was throwing something at Tumabusi, whom they have decided she's not coming back, which totally doesn't make sense. So yeah. You guys, so it says that I really tried to come into the season with a new level of calm. Remember, Jojo didn't do season 1; she only came in season 2. But unfortunately, that went out the window really fast. I feel like my life in general has become more extra. We've bought new cars. This is what she's bringing. We've bought new cars. I have a new body, a new tattoo, and we are going We are doing major alterations to our home. The soft life has somewhat become softer, and I'm here for it. Listen, it's great that Jojo is really is one of the women that are really rich. Okay, so when she's talking about soft life, she really is living a soft life. If you are following Jojo on Instagram, you know how her life is like. But we also need stories that we can relate to. I mean, share a little bit more about your life. We can't just be seeing your cars and seeing your house, but then, you know, the real stuff of your relationship with your husband, your son, your relationship with your mom, with your sister, with we want those things, how you relate to your friends. We want to see those things that we can relate to, even as people who are not as rich as you. So the cars are nice, but a season or two, then after that we're gonna be bored with you. I already didn't understand why they're bringing her back, but I guess they thought that they needed to bring Jojo back. Okay, now Noku has this is what she says. Noku has one mission this season, and that is to be an efficient person. In season one, people didn't really know me, and I was also trying to establish and put my name out there, and I felt very misunderstood. Okay, season one was not an easy season for Unonku, and even with Bravo picking up season one, now she had just as much as of a hard time as she had with a South African audience or African audience when the show first played. So yeah, she didn't have a good first season, but she had I didn't like her first season. It's one of those cast members where I didn't like her the first season, but the second season, I totally changed my mind with Unonku because I felt like she was the only one really that was giving us a storyline. Of course, I was tired of her talking about Usfiso Ngwane, but the others were not talking about anything. So you might as well take that story, Sika Sfiso Ngwane. So I liked her in season two. She was one of my favorites in season two. She's actually the only one of the old cast members that make total sense to bring her back. Unonku, it wouldn't have made sense for them to get rid of her because she has given so much to the show. She has been willing to be embarrassed for the show. She has been willing to be misunderstood for the show, and she has stayed and she has provided content for the show. So I like Unonku. I understand totally why they're bringing her back. Okay. And then there's Sorisha. Okay, the only reason that Sorisha is still on part of the show is because she is rich, and I think the other reason is that it's because her husband owns half of KZN, and probably these producers are not going to be able to shoot the show anyway in KZN if Sorisha is not part of the show, because her husband is going to be like, okay, if you're firing my wife, then you can't shoot anyway in KZN because he owns the whole of he owns the whole of and so that's the only reason they're keeping Sorisha, because what has Sorisha given us on the show? What? The private jets, you know? I understand her coldness and I really like Sorisha, but for the Real Housewives, sometimes you're like, hey, yeah, Sorisha, you know, I don't know, guys. I don't feel like we get a lot from Sorisha except she is rich. So I guess they feel like she just represents that glitz and glamour yase-KZN, so they can't really get rid of her. But I do feel like part of it mhlambe bayasaba because unkosikazi ka-Vivian Reddy lona, and bayazi ukuthi yo nkosi yami bazothini, ngeke bakwazi ngisho ukuhlala in one hotel in KZN if ukuthi baxoshe uSorisha, because her husband owns all of the hotels, all of the casinos, all of the malls at KZN. So yes, that's the only thing that makes sense for me. So Sorisha, season one and two has been chilled, too chilled for my liking, too chilled. She's been chilled, mild, and very nice. I'm an empath, that's what she says, and I've always been an empath, but I feel like there's also a time where one realizes enough is enough. I've taken on spiritual journey to find myself. This journey is also teaching me how to be more assertive, and I would like to see Sorisha being more assertive. Okay, which means I have to learn to say no and do things differently, and I've started doing that. Okay, I've already started to come into my own. When you reach your your mid-40s, you realize how you want your life to pan out, and I'm just out here getting and doing what I want, not for anyone else. I'm putting myself first. Okay, I just hope you give us something this season, Sorisha, because other than that, like, we bored with you. We really, I like you, but for the show, sometimes I just feel like you are boring. Okay, so Showmax goes on to say that Showmax would like to give a warm welcome to new and returning cast members. We look forward to getting another front row seat in the lives of the most loved Durban queens on screens, says Yolisa Pahle, multi-choice group CEO and connected video. Okay, Real Housewives of Durban has given each woman an opportunity to share her hopes and fears with millions of people at home and around the world. Each week we get to live through these housewives, experience their highs and lows, and reflect on the outcomes of their choices, of the choices they make. The Real Housewives franchise is distributed internationally by NBC Universal, which is part of Universal International Studios, a division of Universal Studio Group. Okay, and they say it will start streaming the next season, which is season 3, on Showmax on the 1st of February 2023. It is coming soon, and I am so ready. I hope you guys will be ready for the reviews, though, because definitely we are going back to doing our long reviews when it comes to the Real Housewives of Durban. I am so excited. I hope you are excited with me. Anyway, you guys, tell me what you think about the fact that we are only a few days away from getting the first episode of Real Housewives of Durban season 3. You know, what are you looking forward to, and what do you think about this new cast member that they've introduced, and are you happy with the old people that they have kept this season? Anyway, please like the video before Pumegiyona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando kakhulu.